What's up guys, it's Matterz, and we're going to be talking about DLC 3 Zombies, and this is potentially the ultimate guide to what we know so far about all of the information, all of the features, and everything we need to know for DLC 3 Zombies coming in about like a month and a half or so. It's actually coming pretty soon. The Xbox One version of Zetsubou no Shima just released, and now is really the time to actually start talking about DLC 3 Zombies and really get into what we're actually going to see. And this guy on Reddit, the link is in the description, went over a lot of different stuff from possible wonder weapons, obviously the setting, objectives, mechanics, a lot of cool stuff, and everything here is actually based off of stuff from the game, from Richtofen's notes, from Jason Blundell, from Easter eggs we've seen. Like, this is all from the game, so it's not just like some random theory where someone made up stuff, but there are a lot of really cool stuff here. Again, this is not confirmed, so that's why, you know, you see in the thumbnail, it is considered a theory, but I think a lot of this stuff really is something you need to actually think about, and I'm not saying take it with a grain of salt. This stuff could really happen. It makes sense, and almost a lot of this stuff has actually been confirmed already from what we've seen so far. Definitely like the objective, the setting, and all of that cool stuff. So we're gonna go through that. You guys are gonna basically tell, and I'll talk to you guys as well, what's basically been 100% confirmed in the community, and then what we are sort of unsure about, but we definitely have possible leads on for DLC 3 Zombies. So we're gonna start off here. If you can, please leave a like. Let's try to hit like 80 likes, 90 likes for this video, maybe 100, you never know. And let's get started. So here is a post. I'm not gonna read sort of what he was saying. He has every piece of information related to DLC 3, including quotes, radios, ciphers, and it's strictly based off of the game, stuff like that. And he talks about everything. So let's start off here with the objective. Now, he says, from the cutscenes in all Black Ops 3 maps featuring Origins 4 characters, they have obviously the 4 Souls, Black Ops 1 characters, blah, blah. We know, I'm not really going to read through this. You know, Nikolai is going to die, and his soul is going to be sort of retrieved from the Origins Richtofen within DLC 3, within the ending Easter egg cutscene for DLC 3 Zombies. That's going to happen. You guys know that. Moving on here. The setting, in Shadows of Evil, obviously we have these scraps of paper, the Richtofen notes throughout the 4 maps have already been sort of like aligned already or predicted from those notes, the Giant, Horizon-Drak, and Zetsubou no Shima. And the last one here is for Stalingrad within Russia for obviously the last possible map, DLC 3 Zombies. A really bloody, insane battle within World War II between the Germans and the Russians, and we could expect there to be a lot of cool stuff there, and we sort of know that already. Now here's something pretty cool. On top of that, we have a description of the map courtesy of a cipher on Zetsubou no Shima. In this cipher, Gersh, a character featured in the Easter egg of a Black Ops 1 map, Ascension, which is actually located very close to where DLC 3 Stalingrad is going to be, describes a city on fire by the river as home. Due to the Russian nature of the character, this is a message without doubt referring to Stalingrad. We can get a bit of like a picture of the map on how crazy it's going to be, potentially next to a fire, some sort of city that we're going to be playing, so maybe similar to Shadows of Evil. So we're not so sure what we can get from there, but I think the city on the fire by the river is pretty cool to, like you say, paint sort of a mental picture of what the map may look like. Now moving on to possible mechanics. In the map Horizon-Drak, we get many references to dragons. From the name of the map, obviously, you have statues, you have drawings on Samantha's wall, the scenery. We're introduced to the prospect of dragons in our Zombies universe, and that's also seen, and it actually talks about here, on the cipher on the map, Zetsubou no Shima, Division 9 has resurrected the ancient beasts from the Eastern Front, and that's basically paired with the sight of cracked dragon eggs and schematics, as well as more ciphers regarding the dragons, basically confirming dragons, you know, within DLC 3. And there was also leaked information that basically said, yes, dragons will 100% come in DLC 3 Zombies, and the Glitching Queen confirmed that as well. Obviously, she confirmed DLC 2 information that came true, so this DLC 3 information about dragons also definitely going to happen as well. Now, weapons here, in terms of regular weapons, we have the FFAR and the NX Shadowclaw crossbow, and we've seen, obviously, you know, sort of like the version of the MP40 and stuff like that sort of put within the game in the MX Garand, and those were, you know, DLC weapons that returned before and they were released before. So obviously the new DLC weapons coming out, like the FFAR, we can sort of expect to see within the new DLC map. Wonder weapons here, in a cipher on Zetsubou no Shima, we see that the Russians have in fact a stolen weapon and stolen weapon blueprints from Group 935 in order to construct their own wonder weapon apart from Group 935. There have been hints of both a Raygun Mark III and the return of the Thunder Gun. Both are unconfirmed, but they're sort of presumed from those weapon hints and blueprints from Group 935 that the Russians sort of took and brought to Stalingrad. Now, confirmations here, we have Jason Blundell basically talking about this map sort of being related to the Ascension group, and I know he says it is confirmed. It's not confirmed to be towards the Ascension group, but there are a lot of hints towards the Ascension group being a part of this map, and we will also find out the significance of the blood vials as well, which probably are going to be like about the insurance policy of the characters going through the timeline and actually going back, and if they sort of fail DLC 3, like Mob of the Dead, where the cycle doesn't continue, or the cycle continues, and they have to go back and do it again, that's going to basically be what the blood vials are for. They get the chance to go back and do it again. I basically talked about that in my other video today, talking about the evil Richtofen. I talked about the insurance policy in DLC 4 and all that stuff. So I talked to you, if you want to see more about that, it's in that video earlier today. Moving here, Nikolai has many quotes throughout Black Ops 3 Zombies referencing Stalingrad, hinting at that he's either been there before, or more likely his memories are merging with his Black Ops 1 self. This has already occurred with Maxis in multiple radios. Again, probably majority of them in the Giant, but probably other as well throughout the game. In Mob of the Dead, you have the character Albert Weasel Arlington constantly mentioning Nikolai. There are no correlations between the two, and they have never crossed paths. However, Richtofen has blood vials of 2 of the Mob of the Dead characters, and after completing the Zetsuma no Shima Easter egg, all 4 characters actually have blood vials on their person. This paired with the DLC 3, obviously being for Nikolai's map, and it may prove that something will happen with these blood vials relating back to Nikolai for DLC 3, and then potentially moving forward to DLC 4 as well. On Shadows of Evil, we hear radios coming up from a reporter speaking to a character known as Mr. Wrapped. So far, these radios have been related to every DLC map, as ciphers under Eisendrach explain the revelation of the reporter's death. One of the radios provides an uneasy reporter describing tracking down ancient artifacts in the South Pacific, finding all these strange metals and rocks in Russia. The South Pacific relates to Pompeii, aka obviously Zetsuma no Shima, and that also leaves metals and rocks in Russia, which relates directly to Stalingrad. These rocks and metals may play a role in the future, just like Zetsuma no Shima was a huge like area, sort of crazy, I guess, island put off to the side for Division 9, and sort of Group 935 was a part of it a bit, and obviously the huge depository of Element 115 for Eisendrach and all that insane stuff. A lot of crazy stuff going on with that. On Eisendrach, there are a lot of Primus imagery within the Undercroft, as well as the boss fight room. In the Undercroft, we see the Primus statues, and actually it's pretty cool. Nikolai's statues actually crumbled a part of those statues. That may in fact foreshadow an event between Nikolai and the group. So basically, just to talk about that for a second, a lot of people have been theorizing about Nikolai actually not really going forward with sort of giving his soul to the Ordens of Richtofen. We've seen Dempsey sort of resist it within the Eisendrach ending cutscene. He was basically like, Richtofen, I don't want to do this, and Richtofen almost forced him to do it. And he was going to do it himself, honestly, and Nikolai was just like, no. Dempsey was just like, yeah, I'll do it, whatever. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. Nikolai may, and within the Giant, he's strongly against actually killing himself, and strongly against what Richtofen's doing. So for DLC 3, maybe they'll actually really take out Nikolai, and actually maybe take out the Origins Nikolai in order to even get the Black Ops 1 Nikolai, because he'll be pretty defensive of his old self, and something may actually huge go down between Richtofen and Nikolai, hence having Nikolai's statue being crumbled, foreshadowing that event. Also in the boss fight, there are 4 dragon pillars, one with them having a missing head, and obviously dragons related to, the DLC 3 map, as well as we've seen with the teasers in Zetsuma no Shima and different ciphers in that map. Nikolai and Zetsuma no Shima, he has many quotes actually foreshadowing the future. He's actually quite melancholy in the map, speaking about his 1.0 will not go down without a fight, and just like I said, something huge is going to happen, and it's also within the Memories trailer that may prove him extremely important, and may prove that Nikolai actually has a lot of insane stuff. If you guys don't remember that trailer, it was a trailer basically Nikolai talking about like, oh, we must, do this, save the future for the children and stuff like that, and he was talking about his past self, and he was talking about all of this crazy stuff that they've done, and he was the only one that actually got a trailer talking about his storyline, his sort of take on what Richtofen's doing and what the sort of universe is actually going to be after Richtofen does that, and after basically everything just occurs, a whole sort of like list of the events after everything occurs, what's going to happen and what he thinks about it, and he was the only one to actually have that trailer. So it's just really weird that he was the one to do it, and he was the one to actually talk about his 1.0 character not going down without a fight. God, I'm telling you, DLC 3, a lot of stuff is going to happen, and it really is going to be insane for Black Ops 3 Zombies. So again, if you can leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. And again, I mean, I labeled this as a theory because I don't want people to be like, oh, clickbait, DLC 3 Ultimate Guide. But honestly, there is a lot of stuff within this video if you guys are watching right now, definitely leave a comment below DLC 3 if you aren't watching right now. I greatly appreciate it. It's a 10-minute long video. In 10 seconds it'll be a 10-minute long video. So definitely if you guys are watching, I really want to see you guys. Just really thank you. So leave a comment below DLC 3. But again, this honestly is really credible. There's a lot of stuff all basically from the game, based on the teasers we've seen, based on Easter eggs, ciphers, and creds to this guy. This guy really took a lot of pretty cool stuff regarding DLC 3 and put it into this post. So definitely, again, check out the post. Link is in the description. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this really long video for DLC 3 and all that insane stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.